Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the IkesTechTalk weekly live stream. Y'all know how it goes down on a Thursday night with your boy Ike. What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all are doing well out there. Happy NBA Finals Day to all my NBA fans. Y'all already know I got the little picture-in-picture window with the game up right now. Watching Denver and Miami go at it. It's going to be a beautiful finals, man. But how's everybody doing out there? Glad I could get back to y'all, man. Definitely wanted to take last week off, man, and hang out with the little one. My eldest just came in town. He actually lives in Texas with his mom. So he's here for the summer, for the month anyway. And so definitely wanted to make sure that we spent as much time with them as possible. So that was why we missed last week. But I did save most of the articles that I had from last week for this week as well. So we'll kind of go through as much of them as we can. Honestly, not a whole lot in terms of the news. I know Moto just dropped a brand new razor and all of that stuff too. So if we have some time, we might look into that a little bit. I did see that it was actually going global and T-Mobile here in the States was going to carry it. So that should be pretty dope right off the bat, man. So good to have more options in the smartphone space as always. But let's go ahead and get through roll call so we can get to these articles, man. Got about 6 of them that I would like to cover. So 6 articles that I would like to cover with y'all, man. Brad said, in the place to be on a Thursday night. I feel like that belongs in a song, homie. Mixtape, Brad. When we getting it, you need to link up with LaShawn, get the collab going, dog. Yo, Jason C, what up, man? Hope everything is good with you. Hey, LaShawn, what up, man? Yo, speaking of which, LaShawn will be live. Hey, Pixel commercial. LaShawn will be live tomorrow night with the open mic night. So check the homie out. He's going to be doing his thing. Show that love, show that support, yo. So shout out to the homie LaShawn doing his thing. Hey, Sean in the building. What up, man? My Pixel Fold brother from another mother. Yo, Sean, did you already end up pre-ordering, man? Did you already get the pre-order? I don't remember if I asked you last week or the week before last. My bad. Top flight security of the world is in the building. What's up? Hope everything is good with you, Barry. Shay, Queen of Steeler Nation, Kennedy in the building as well. How are you doing this evening? The homie Umar, what's up? Now I'm gonna let y'all know now. Umar ain't gonna have a lot of patience tonight, man. The homie is real upset that Reddit is shutting down third-party clients. They're going the same way as Twitter. I am not happy about it at all. I know Umar spends way more time on Reddit than I do, but even myself, I don't use the official Reddit app on any device. I use Boost on Android and I use Apollo on iOS. So I'm pretty bummed about that. I'm tired of these social media platforms taking away access to third-party apps because they're salty because third-party apps have way better features and they're just better. Maybe instead of trying to, play dirty and shut them down, maybe you should just buy the talent or just acquire the talent and build that into your own application. But I digress, man. Yo, Ron, what up, man? Hope everything is good with you. Appreciate you coming through. Hey, Mr. Mario in the building, man. What up? Hope everything is good with you, homie. Evan, what's up, man? Good evening to you as well. Hope everything's good on that end. Hey, Johan, when we getting that new album, bro? I saw the tweet with Scoop, dog. When we getting that new album, bro? We need that. Yeah, man. I saw. Yeah, I am not a fan, dude. I am not a fan. I really don't get it. I don't get why they're so threatened. If you're that threatened, just make your app better. Just make your app better. That's it. And I mean, I'm not saying coding and maintaining these apps are super easy, but these third-party developers are putting in a lot of time and effort into making these apps, great or whatever the case may be. But instead of just acquiring the talent and merging the app into yours to get all those features, or learning from that app and building in those features, you just kind of try to shut them down. It would almost be like if Google out of nowhere started trying to shut down their little Android, manufacturing partners. It's no, having those third-party developers making apps is going to make you push harder to deliver a good app experience because you'll lose, people in terms of your app usage or whatever. You'll lose customers or social media platform people or whatever you want to call them. You'll lose them to these third-party apps and stuff like that. So, like I said, I don't personally get it, man. I don't get what the feeling is, but it's getting ridiculous out here. It's getting ridiculous. Yo, Mario, that Moto Razor is fire. There's only one person that I know of that really is not feeling the design, and we gonna leave that contrarian where he's at this evening. He know who he is. Yo, he said open mic, yeah, tomorrow night with LaShawn. Sean said I pre-ordered the fold during the keynote. They weren't even done talking about the dang thing, and I already have my receipt. Nice, man. My order actually got pushed back. So I have a Google Store order currently. Originally, when I placed the order, it was June 27th to July 3rd. It got bumped up to June 27th to June 28th. So I got bumped up to like a launch release. And then today, I saw somebody else posted on Twitter that their order got pushed back. So naturally, I checked mine, June 27th to July 3rd. So what I'm going to do is when Best Buy pre-orders go live, I'm going to pre-order another one. I'm going to pre-order another one first thing. I've had really good luck with Best Buy pre-orders in the past. Pixel 6 Pro, I pre-ordered that the moment it was available, and I got mine launch day with no issues. I want to say the store opened at like 10, and I had mine in hand at like 10:30, 10:45. My PS5, I also pre-ordered that through Best Buy. Absolutely no issues. I got mine on launch day. So I've had a really good string of luck, with Best Buy. So here's hoping, man. Here's hoping. Shay says she keeping an eye on the Heat and Nuggets game. I am too. Whenever you see me look like down here, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the score. But I'm definitely keeping an eye. Like this is one of my favorite times of the year, man. Like I'm not a big sports person. Only sport I really watch is basketball. So playoffs and finals is like I'm locked in. Like my wife hates it. Like I am locked in on basketball night, especially when playoffs first start and you got games every night. Oh yeah, it's an absolute wrap. She hates this time of the year. Yo, Lewis, what up, man? Hope everything is good with you, homie. Hope everything is good with you. Apparently so, Jason C. Apparently so. He's setting the standard. Apparently so. So Umar said, here's the kicker. Reddit did buy a third-party client years ago called Blue Sky, but they fired the people who made it. Wow. So they literally bought it just so they could stop it from being a threat. That's ridiculous. I can't. Phoenix I won't say was. Phoenix is fire, man. Phoenix is definitely fire. I'm a big fan of it. Only thing I didn't like, and it wasn't their fault. It was Twitter's fault, was things like group messages. You couldn't do it. There was like other certain like Twitter features that you couldn't do with Phoenix or whatever. And then notifications were obviously like super delayed because of the whole way that the Twitter API works. So yeah, Phoenix was dope, man. I loved having it. Hey, Genosis, what up, man? What up? Hope everything is good with you, homie. Mims don't like the bug eyes. Yeah, man, I know. I like it. I do see what Mims was talking about, though. I saw a screenshot that Max Weinbach posted because he's actually had a little bit of hands-on time with it, and it had Google Maps on the cover screen. And lo and behold, it did cut into the map experience quite a bit, so it did look a little odd. But like I said, it's something that I would say it's definitely going to be more noticeable than like the notch because it's a smaller screen. But it did look a little weird. But overall, I think I still really like the way that the design looks, though. Hey, JoJo in the building. What's up? What's up? Hope everything is good with you, JoJo. Yeah, a lot of them, seem to be getting pushed back. Nah, it is what it is. Google probably didn't foresee the demand or whatever the case may be for it. So no idea, man. But as long as they come through with Best Buy, I'm good to go. Because like I said, in some way, shape, or form, I'm getting a Pixel Fold on release day, dog. In some way, shape, or form. I don't care if I got to drive to a separate Best Buy, Tampa or something crazy like that, bro. I'm going. I need it day one. Day one. Hey, and Jamal, I don't know if I said what's up, man. But yo, what's going on? Hope everything is good with you, homie. He said, man, they playing Viking ball tonight. They doing something, bro. I'm watching it. You keep seeing Denver kind of like trying to pull away, and then the Heat kind of, start trying to bring it back. So I definitely think it's gonna be a good series. Like I know a lot of people are already like, oh, Denver is about to eat them alive. And I'm like, I don't know, man. The Heat going with that mentality of being the underdog. So, we'll see. We'll see. Brad said, but you can do a gesture to raise the screen. Oh, so the cameras are out the way. Okay, bet. I didn't know that. Nice. Hey, Sean, what up, man? Hope everything was good, man. Happy belated birthday to you as well. Pretty sure it was yesterday, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yo, happy belated birthday, homie. Ike marching in HQ. Facts. I'm hopping on the plane, Genosis. I'm getting on a plane, son. I'm getting on a plane, and it's a wrap. I'm getting on a plane. Yo, they eating in the post, though. Denver is eating in the post. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into these articles, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me add this. So first things first, man, this one kind of struck my interest because I hear a lot of people talk about wanting to potentially get rid of the at a glance widget. Like they want to have the ability to take the at a glance widget and the search widget at the bottom off of their Pixel home screen. And I get it, you know, different shows for different folks. There's nothing wrong with that. But the at a glance does so much than just show you like time. And this is another feature that they're adding to it, which is going to be another one of those Pixel is the smartest smartphone on the market type deal. Already, like if somebody rings my Google Nest doorbell, instead of just getting a notification saying doorbell that you got to swipe down and see the picture, it starts playing on my lock screen. As soon as I go to the lock screen on my phone, I get like a little preview. And little features like that from at a glance are dope, man. Like it's something that makes me personally never want to disable at a glance. Like I love the functionality. I love all the extra little reminders. If it's somebody's birthday, if I have a calendar event coming up, stuff like that. And I'm sure that there's, you know, other implementations from other widgets and stuff like that, but there's nothing quite as seamless as how the at a glance widget works with all of those things that sync up with your Google account. So definitely love it. Wanted to give this feature a shout out. So things like I'm guessing your here it is, your food and household orders. So yeah, so if you do like Uber Eats, if you do like DoorDash, if you do what's the other one? Uber Eats, DoorDash. There's another one I can't think of the name of it. What is it? Let me see. Hold on. Because it's really gonna bug me that I can't think of what it is. Instacart. That's what it is. Instacart. Yeah, Instacart. So all of those type of services. I mean, even just normal Uber or Lyft. Like if you're copping a ride or whatever. Copping a ride. You'll be able to get like the status of that, and I think that that's dope. It kind of reminds me of like how Apple on the dynamic or not dynamic islands with their live activities, how on the lock screen it'll kind of show you your Uber's progress. I think that that's so dope. So it's kind of going to be like that, but it's on the at a glance widget. So no matter where you are, if you're on the lock screen or something like that, you should be able to see it. So you got things like earthquake alerts, package delivery, which I didn't even know that that was there, but package delivery and then ride sharing. So really, really dope. But they're even talking about the live activity feature. So that, like I said, just something super, super quick, short, quality of life feature that I think is going to be really, really dope for those who live in like those big metropolitan areas where they don't have a car, they don't drive, they either do like transit or they catch Ubers everywhere. There's even people here that catch Ubers every day to work that I see them like when I'm taking my daughter out to school or whatever. So pretty dope, man. Like I said, honestly, really, really dope. Super happy to see more like little smart quality of life things popping up on Pixels. It's definitely why we love our Pixels, yo. Jason C said, people complain about the search and at a glance, they are aware there is a third-party launcher. Yeah, and that's a thing too. I mean, for me, I get the desire to remove things from your home screen without having to install a third-party launcher. Like, I get that, man. Grubhub, that's another one. Yeah, Grubhub, y'all. That is another one. But yeah, like I said, Jason C, I get that. I get both sides of the coin. Some people want to have their home screen set up the exact way that they want it, right? Maybe they want to use a certain type of widget or a certain type of clock widget or something like that, right? So, like I said, it's never been an issue for me because I've always kind of tailored my home screens depending on that particular device. So like I have a specific setup style that I use for my iOS devices because I know that you can't put things wherever you want. So I have like a certain layout that lends itself to how iOS is set up. And same thing with all of my Android phones. Like with my Pixel, for example, everything is kind of centered around at a glance. I have all my folders, all of that stuff. Then on say like my Galaxy device, I have Samsung's little widget at like the little top right or whatever, and then a bunch of folders and live wallpapers and all that other good stuff. So all of my phones are kind of geared towards the things that I like about that particular manufacturer's home screen. So like I said, it's one of those things where it just kind of depends on whatever you want to do. Notice said, man, I'm the complete opposite. I want to throw my phone if there's a system notification. See, yeah, and like I said, that is totally valid, man. That's totally valid. Some people don't use any of these features. Some people don't need package delivery notifications. They don't have a doorbell. Like they may not have that stuff. So for those people, you know, I don't see a reason for them not to include the option to just disable it altogether if they don't want it. But who knows? Who knows? Umar said, I love at a glance, but I need more customization with it. Hell, I would love to create my own versions of it. So let me ask you, when you say customization, yeah, when you say customization, Umar, what would you want to add? What would you want to do with it specifically? Because like for me, it's a widget that kind of just gives you basic information about certain things going on in your life, not so much about making it super specific. And if you only wanted to show you specific stuff, then you can kind of go in and turn certain things off. So I'm just a little bit confused about what you mean. I disable all those annoying notifications. Wish I could do the same with iOS. Oh, I got a reminder. Oh, I'm out of iCloud storage. Yeah, I've seen that one a couple of times too. Jamal said, "Cuz I'll be honest, I watch the show to remind myself how much I don't trust tech." Okay, I'm not sure where you're going with that one. I guess Barry doesn't either. Cool. So I'm not the only one lost. Okay, cool. Bradley said, if the at a glance was useless, I would want it gone, but it's so useful. That's how I say it too, Bradley. Like it's one of those things where I personally find, you know, use in it, but like any feature, man, you're going to have people who find use with it, and you're going to have people who are like, yeah, I don't need this at all. So it kind of is what it is, man. Different strokes for different folks, but let's go ahead and move right along as we see this clean pick and roll from Kyle Lowry. Okay, Bio's trying to get aggressive. I like it. All right, next article up, party people. Got to give Google a little praise, and I got to take a little bit of that praise away. So, TicWatch Pro 5, which is a watch that if you're not too sure about, you know, what it is, you definitely need to. Honestly, while Google was going through their whole rebuilding phase with Wear OS, it was companies like Fossil and Mopboy that kind of kept Wear OS afloat. So, for Google to be holding, you know, back any type of feature set from them is definitely criminal in my opinion. But the TicWatch Pro 5 doesn't have Google Assistant as Wear OS keeps holding it back. Now, to break this down a little bit, so we got, I don't want to read through all of this because there's a lot here. But long story short, Mobboy's new TicWatch Pro 5 will lack support for the Google Assistant on the new update. So pretty much on Wear OS 3 or Wear OS 4. Now, Samsung had a similar issue with the Galaxy Watch when it first launched. It didn't have Google Assistant. And in all honesty, man, I kind of disable it on my watches. I can't on the Pixel Watch, obviously, but I have it turned off on like on my other Wear OS watches just because it kind of drains the battery quite a bit. So not too sure what's going on there. But either way, long story short, TicWatch Pro 5 doesn't have the Google Assistant. Big reason being is because Google, well, first of all, it's not built how Android is built, where you just have like a native set of things and all those things are available. It's something that Google has to work with the manufacturer to build into their version of Wear OS, which makes no sense because Android at its nature is the exact opposite. Google just kind of comes with a basic set of features and basic set of things, and developers can kind of just take that, throw their own little spins and tweaks onto it, and then we have custom skins. So it just kind of seems like the way that they're going with this is the exact opposite of what Android is all about. So like I said, don't know, kind of weird. But either way, let's get into it. So Google Assistant was a key selling point of older versions of Wear OS, but it's been hit or miss since the debut of Wear OS 3. Google's Pixel Watch was the first to launch with support, and Samsung's Galaxy Watch 4 and 5 got access via updates. But other Wear OS 3 watches, such as those from Fossil and Montblanc, have just not had support in any capacity. From the look of things, this is something Google is purposefully oddly holding back from general Wear OS watches, and it affects the TicWatch Pro. I almost said the TicWatch 5 Pro 3. I don't know why. TicWatch Pro 5 too. The new smartwatch doesn't have Assistant installed, nor can it be downloaded from the Play Store. While that's unfortunate in its own right, it's all the more frustrating because the lack of Google Assistant leave the TicWatch Pro 5 without any voice assistant. Fossil at least has Alexa. Speaking to 9 to 5 Google, my boy confirmed that it is working with Google for assistant support in the future. But with Google pulling back on assistant elsewhere too, so I wouldn't really expect any news here for a while. Okay, I read it wrong. I was like, wait, that didn't even read right. But yeah, so long story short, Google is kind of like purposefully holding this back. And that doesn't sound like what Android and Wear OS is supposed to be at all. Like Android in its capacity, we always saw like those marketing commercials and things like, be different, or what is it? Be the same but different, or however they used to phrase it. This is literally the polar opposite of that. When you're holding features away from other manufacturers who are trying to help push your brand. Like right now, if one of your major pain points with smartwatches is battery life, for example, right? The only option that you currently have is TicWatch Pro 5 and the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. Well, what if you're somebody who doesn't want a Samsung device? Well, that Galaxy Watch 5 Pro isn't going to give you access to all the features that it would give you if you use the Samsung device, which I'm not faulting Samsung for that. They want to sell their hardware. I got you. It is what it is, right? But Google at least let my boy and these other manufacturers have the same access that everybody else gets because they offer another option. They offer another option. Is the assistant something that I'm always using while it's on my wrist? Like, no, I'm honestly not. Most of the time I got earbuds in and I could use the assistant through that. But still, like, it's just the principle. Like, especially when Samsung went their own route with Tizen and was doing their own thing for a while. And my boy and Fossil were the only ones still making Wear OS watches when even Google wasn't putting out any watches. So they're the ones who kept your line afloat. And for you to kind of just, I mean, it almost kind of seems like backstabbing a little bit, in my opinion, because it's kind of like, oh, thanks so much for kind of holding everything afloat. Now that I'm ready to come in and really play, now I'm taking away my toys or something like that from you, so to speak. So yeah, I don't know. Google is definitely wrong for this though. Like I am not a fan. Obviously, ain't much we can do about it. It is what it is. My boy's saying that they're working with Google to bring it, but like I said, man, Google, if this is any sorts of true and there isn't any crazy technical reason why you need to hold this stuff back, you need to fix this, because this is the literal definition of everything that Android stands to fight against. Like, this is the exact opposite of what Android is supposed to be. And if Wear OS is like Android on your wrist, I would think that should follow suit. So Google, terrible, dog. I'm not with it. I'm not with it at all. Hey, Eric, what up, man? Easy E in the building. What up? Hope everything is good with you. Malik in the building as well, man. What's up? Hope everything is good with you. Hey, what's going on, Juan? Hope everything's good with you too, man. He said Microsoft should bring Bing Chat to Wear OS. That'd be pretty cool. Oh man. Like seeing most recent reply from people I stared in my contacts. Oh, here we go, Jamal. Tech is getting more and more implemented into your life with the goal of accessibility, but I feel some people trust their devices with too much personal information and access to your life. I think it's a very valid point, right? Not to kind of derail too much from what we're talking about, but just to kind of go into that just a little bit, because I like that comment. There's a lot of truth there. I think for some people, it's kind of I wouldn't even say a balancing act, right? Because like, okay, you have those who are really conscious about their personal information and what they give, like Google, and we'll just say Google because I'm primarily a Google user, right? At least right now, anyway. And even obviously Android is Google. So yeah, so pretty much predominantly an Android and Google user. Now, I can say for me personally, I look at my information being taken or whatever as a means to make the product better for everybody. So what I mean when I say that is me sharing certain information and say maps, for example, right? if I share that there's a what do you call those traffic stops? Not heat trap. Y'all know what I'm talking about, with the cops and they're waiting for y'all with the guns and all that craziness. Speed trap. There we go. If there's a speed trap and I can share that information, so maybe it catches the person who's late to work speeding down I-4. For those who are in Florida, you know what I-4 is. They're speeding on I-4. They're like, oh, wait, Google Maps just told me. Somebody reported this. I look at it from that standpoint. Like, if everybody gives a little bit of information, we can make all of these products better for everybody. Now, am I saying you got to have your whole social security number, your firstborn, and all that information out there? Nah. So it's probably one of those things where it's all about a balancing act. But if I can give up a little bit of information to make a product better for an average user who doesn't care at all how much data is, being given to Google or whatever, I'm cool with that, man. I'm cool with that. But it's definitely a subjective topic. It is not a this is right and this is wrong type of situation. Because either A, you use all that extra data to make products better, or you could potentially end up in a situation like Apple and Siri, where they just don't have the same data hub of data and information that Google has that makes the assistant so good. So Siri suffers in that regard. So it's kind of one of those things, man. It's a tough tightrope, right? But only you can make the decision for yourself to either use those services or products, or just say, nah, I'm not. But definitely a good point and a good topic, man. I would love to talk about that a little bit more in depth, maybe on like an off week or something like that, because that is a really valid point that I don't think a lot of people think about. Hey, the contrarian himself. What up, Mims? What up? What up? What up? Hope everything is good with you, homie. Real Savage in the building. Salute, salute. What up, man? Hope everything is good with you. Exactly, Malik. Getting back to this. Google is cutting off their nose in spite of their face. Perfect. I couldn't say it any better, dog. That's exactly what it is. Google don't know what to do at Wear OS. Every manufacturer has their own app. The Wear OS app is useless right now. And I think that's another valid point too, Brad. I think it's going to have to be a situation where Google really sits down and they're thinking to themselves like, okay, what is our goal with Wear OS? Because like, I would say for me right now, I love the Pixel Watch. I love the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. I love the Apple Watch as well. But I would say the Apple Watch feels far closer to a companion to my phone than anything on Wear OS right now. From things as simple, like the one thing, and this is the big one right here. For anybody that wears a Wear OS watch, how many times over the course of a month do you have to type in your PIN for your watch? If you're a Pixel Watch user, you got to do it every day because you're charging your Pixel Watch at least once a day. If you're a Galaxy Watch 5 Pro user, you're typing in your PIN at least a couple times a week because that watch can generally get you about 3.5 days. Apple Watch users, when I'm wearing my Apple Watch, I can't tell you the last time I actually entered my PIN on my Apple Watch, because if I have my watch on and I unlock my phone, then my watch automatically unlocks because it knows it's me. I also get a notification so where I can relock it if I unlock my phone and my watch isn't on my wrist, or somebody stole my watch and put it on, or some nonsense like that. It also goes the other side, like the other direction too, where you can unlock your phone as long as you're wearing your watch and they're in close proximity. You also get a notification on the watch if somebody takes your phone and runs and your watch unlocks it. You get a notification to shut the bad boy down. Things like that, in my opinion, are what Wear OS needs, especially for like, this is the smartest smartphone I've ever owned. The smartest smartphone I've ever owned. I want this to be the smartest watch I've ever owned. I want it to be the smartest watch I've ever owned. I want call screen. I want the faster voice dictation. I want all of that stuff. And I get it. Processors, battery, sensors, can't fit tensor in a watch. I know. I get all that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, in game. Because like Google's whole claim to fame isn't trying to beat people in specs. They're not trying to beat people with hardware. They're all about software and smarts. They want to have the smartest smartphone, which I think that they do a really good job with that. Yo, MPT, you're fine, dude. You're good. No problem, man. Appreciate you for coming through anyway, dude, because you could have been anywhere else tonight, man, but you chose to come hang with us. So I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you. Janessa said Google and other tech giants share anonymous data that's encrypted with the user to opt out most of the time. He said with the user having the option to opt out. See, there you go too. So yeah, if you don't like it, man, hey, pull back, pull away. But me personally, I'm fine with it. I'm not tripping. Imagine if someone creates a way to reverse engineer the data tracking and use that to get data on the companies. That would be crazy. We'd see all types of new product leaks, bro. Somebody need to do that. I want to see what else is going on. Seriously, man. Hey, now we here at Google don't like such talks coming at us. Then y'all need to get it together, LaShawn. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Oh, my Galaxy Watch 5 Pro is constantly asking for the pin to the point I want to turn it off. See, that I've never honestly had that happen to me where it falsely thinks it's not on my wrist. But like I said, that's just one of the things that I'm like, I get it. Like when people are like, hey, I really like my Apple Watch over my Wear OS watches. I get where they're coming from. Am I saying that I personally like Apple Watches more than Wear OS watches? No, I'm not saying that. Honestly, it watches, it doesn't matter. As long as I have a smartwatch for each platform, for each device, we golden. I got a Galaxy Watch for my Samsung devices. I'm a fan of the Pixel Watch for my Pixels, Apple Watch for my iPhone. So whatever phone I'm rocking, that's how you know what watch I'm gonna be wearing. For me, watches for me is literally just big notification hubs and things like that. Like I barely use any of like the fitness tracking. I don't sleep track. I'm probably the worst smartwatch person in the world, which when y'all see something that's coming down the pipeline, y'all gonna be like, I literally just said he was the worst person for this. But yeah, I can't give too much away because I don't know if I can talk about it yet. Juan said, gotcha. Best device to hack Ike is this Apple. Juan, just put it on and run. Put it on and run, dude. Hey, cut my arm off. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Oh man. Hey, Ish, what up, man? Y'all got me here laughing and crying, boy. What's going on, man? I hope everything is good with you, Ish. Johan says, shoot, Apple got me locked in now. Just found out you save money on certain buses in California using Apple Pay, saving me money for college. That's wild. So wait, like Johan, is it just like some type of promotion that they do? I've never heard of nothing like that before. Because I mean, I'm sure buses all now have like tap to pay, even though I'm going to sound old, but like back in my day, when I had my whole first job and I was catching the bus to work, we didn't have tap to pay. You needed to have the exact change because if you had too much money, the bus ain't give you no change back. So back in my day, sir, we didn't have fancy tap to pay. But that is pretty dope, though. That is pretty dope, man. MPT said I need Wear OS watches to default to the same functions for the button, so I don't. Oh, yeah, because different watch manufacturers do different things. Yeah, that's definitely true too, MPT. I wish that we had like a certain like a hardware thing, like all Wear OS watches come with two buttons, one on the top, one on the bottom, and then a digital crown. Well, I take that back because I do like the rotating bezel on the Galaxy Watch. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That one's a toughie for me. That one's a toughie for me. My bus system in my town hasn't supported for tap to pay. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, see, I don't know if they do here. It's been quite some years since I've had to catch a bus. As I believe it's certain bus systems in California allow Apple Pay to give you a discount, and certain bus systems don't though, and they make you pay full price. Got you. Supposedly they are, Mims, with the Watch 6. They're supposed to be bringing back the whole rotating bezel, man. I know I'm copping that, trading in the Watch 5 Pro for that. One feature I use daily with my Apple Watch is asking Siri to show me my camera or asking where's my wife. And Find My shows her location. So when I know when to have something ready. That's fire. I like that. That is pretty dope. That's just that whole like interconnectivity. I like that, MPT. That's definitely a pretty cool feature, dude. All right, but let's go ahead and push on. So the next one up, since we're on the topic of watches, is the Pixel Watch 2. the Pixel Watch 2. So Pixel Watch 2 gets a major battery life boost with switch to Snapdragon chip. Now, when I saw this at first, I saw it on Reddit and I thought it was a lie because I'm like, why would they go back to Snapdragon chips? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. Because I remember when they left Snapdragon with the Pixel 6 Pro, there was a little bit of shade kind of thrown back and forth between Qualcomm and Google. So it kind of was funny to me that Google now for the Pixel Watch is going back to Snapdragon, which I'm not necessarily disappointed in. Supposedly it's going to be one from the W5 generation, which the W5 Plus is the one that's in the TicWatch Pro 5. I'm wondering if we're going to get that same W5 Plus Gen 1 on the Pixel Watch 2, or if they're going to give just the normal W5 chip or whatever the case may be. Not too sure what the difference is really between the two, but it says there's also the regular W5 Gen 1 without Qualcomm's co-processor. Oh, so one has Qualcomm's co-processor and then the other one doesn't. Okay, so in terms of like specs, it doesn't look like there's really anything different. Only thing different is the W5 Plus comes with Qualcomm's extra chips and all that other good stuff. Okay, cool. Got you. But anyway, according to sources, Pixel Watch 2 will be powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset from the latest W5 generation. It's unclear what level of customization, if any, is occurring, but the Snapdragon W5 Plus Gen 1 was announced last July and just arrived on the first Wear OS watch, the TicWatch Pro 5 we've just reviewed. There's also the regular Snapdragon W5 that I already read, primarily being used Chinese manufacturers. So it does look like it's the same chip because it didn't give like two separate versions of the chip in terms of like specs. So like I said, I think the only difference is one comes with that co-processor, the other one does not. This 4nm SoC features four A53 cores at 1.7 gigahertz with dual Adreno 702 GPUs. 1 gigahertz, bunch of fancy spec talk. You already know. I'm not paying attention to that. And then they say in comparison, they talk about this one versus what the Pixel Watch is running now. So you're going from a 10 nanometer process to a 4 nanometer process. That is a huge, huge jump. So we're expecting to see way better battery life, which 50% longer battery life just based off of what I get now. I get about a day and a half on my Pixel Watch. So if we can get 50% more, so that would be what? That'd be just over 3 days, just over 2 days. Yeah, like a little bit over 2 days full. I mean, what I'm hoping happens is we get the processor, they give us a bigger size and stuff that bad boy with battery. Then we can start seeing like TicWatch 5 Pro levels of battery. That's what I personally want. Yeah, Google is switching. We already read that. 5 nanometer. Oh, conservatively, we were expecting the 5 nanometer W920 using the Galaxy Watch 4 and 5. Another possibility was the rumored W980, which is supposed to come in the Galaxy Watch 6. Pixel Watch is only one of Google's product lines, so blah, 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 talking about all the other good stuff. Big impact of this change, according to what we're hearing, is much improved battery life. While the battery on the Pixel Watch 2 shouldn't be much larger than what we have today, Google is seeing over a day of usage with the always-on display enabled. I hope that they're not talking about with the Pixel Watch 2 because I can get a day of full usage with the always-on display on right now. So we need a little bit more context there. But like I said, what I'm hoping is they give two sizes, the second size being the bigger one, stuff it with battery, give us this W5 processor. We should have battery life for days. Significant upgrade, mixed for an immediate improvement, original, rated for 24 hours with always on display off. Yep, people can keep the screen on and easily get through a day, but nothing more. That's what I just said here. Pixel Watch 2's battery life could conceivably let go 2 days without charging. 2 days still ain't crazy though, man. Like I want them to match to Mobvoi and Samsung. Like Mobvoi and Samsung, I can get 3 full days, man. Mobvoi, I could probably get 4 with their newest watch that just came out because that one's battery is even bigger than the TicWatch Pro 3. TicWatch Pro 3, I used to get 3 full days with that watch. New chipset. Yeah, nothing really talking about the battery size. I really hope with the Pixel Watch 2 that they give us the option to turn off the heart rate sensor. Because for somebody like me who's not tracking that stuff, it's just wasting battery life. Like, just give me the option to turn it off, man. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Just talking about the processor for the most part. But obviously, we'll hear more and see more stuff on Pixel Watch 2 as we get closer to October for sure. I want to say, yeah, this W5 is crushing Samsung's wearable chips. I kind of figured that one. I thought Google was going for Tensor. I think that that's still in the game plan, like the cards, Johan. But I'm gonna be honest, like Tensor G2 already right now does run a little warm. And if you're trying to keep all of that same performance and shrink it down into a watch, yeah, that might not be the best look in all honesty. But I do think that Google does want to eventually run custom processors on everything. I wouldn't be surprised. I just don't think that they're quite there yet, in all honesty. Barry said, "Bring me more battery life." Thank you, Google. I'm saying, but because like I said, I love the Pixel Watch, and the thing is, like when I wear, like I know people, Sean calls it fam, and people, oh, it's small. It's like what are them Apple trackers called? It's like an air tag on your wrist or a tic tac or whatever. But this is probably like the watch that I love to wear the most from a comfort perspective. Like this is the watch like that I fall asleep in the most, and then it's dead when I wake up, obviously. But like I fall asleep in this watch all the time just because it's light. I don't realize it's on my wrist. Whereas something like I don't have it up here, my Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, that's a bigger of a watch. Plus, I naturally have smaller wrists, so this doesn't look that bad on me. But yeah. Mim said, I don't think they have plans for it, but I would have loved to see speech functions on the watch that the phone has. I agree, dog. Because I feel like if Pixel is like the smartest phone, I want the Pixel Watch to be the smartest watch. You don't got to try to compete with specs and, trying to do this and add all of that. And just make it the smartest watch. What concerns me, and I see people mentioning the TicWatch gets 30 days when the Watch Pro GPS got 45 on that mode. So does that mean it's faster but not as efficient? That's a good question. I'm not sure, but I do know that the battery size in the new one is bigger than what it was on the 3. So and I guess maybe essential mode shows more than what it used to in the past. I honestly couldn't tell you because for me, I went the 4 days with just how I use my watch or 3 days. I'm sorry, and then just put it on the charger overnight. I'm not against, I guess, any of the things that they are given. But I definitely need a bigger size. This Pixel Watch looks small compared to my Ultra. See, yeah. And Sean, like I know you somebody that wears 2 watches, so you definitely notice the difference. MPT said I get 3.5 to 4 days on my Watch 5 Pro, so the new processor give me 5 to 6 days. That's kind of how I'm looking at it too, as long as the battery doesn't shrink. Supposedly, like nobody has said anything about the battery size on the the Watch 6 Pro. We've only seen the Watch 6, not the Watch 6 Pro. And the battery size that is rumored for the Watch 6 is smaller than it is on the 5 Pro. So I'm really hoping we're not losing the Pro line or whatever the case may be. Exactly, MPT. They got to get down Tensor for phones first, man. Oh, Barry said at least a full 48 hours. Okay, dope. Hey, look like TicWatch Pro 5. TicWatch Pro 5, Barry, would be dope, dog. Unless you just don't like that particular style of watch, but that TicWatch would be fire. Yeah, it does show a little bit more than it used to. I mean, that would be my only guess in all honesty. But to be honest, dude, if I've never thought to myself, like, let me just run my watch in essential mode only for 30 days. Like, it is still a smartwatch, so I'm running it as a smartwatch. But I definitely get where you're coming from. Let's go ahead and move on to some things that aren't as dope, unfortunately. So supposedly, and I pray that this isn't true, that the Z Fold 5 crease hasn't vanished, skipping water drop hinge, question mark. Now, this is pretty much coming from Ice Universe, which he's been pretty reliable when it comes to like the Samsung rumors and stuff like that. But this is the main portion that we want to really read. Everything else is kind of whatever. But long story short, Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 crease is almost the same as the Fold 4. So we wonder whether it really uses a water drop hinge. One of the things that everybody wanted the most was for the phone to close completely flat. The crease doesn't bother me. I'm one, the crease is whatever. The only time I would say that the crease bothers me is when there's like a direct light shining on the crease. So like if you're outside, and the reason being is because I won't say all, some foldable displays, Samsung included, are really, really reflective. And I know Gigi gets like the matte screen protectors. I'm hearing from someone who had hands on with the Pixel Fold screen is pretty much the exact same as that. Like the crease is strong. So I'm planning on running a matte screen protector on mine because that is the one aspect of the crease that I really do hate. If I didn't see the like the whole reflective light shining bright on the crease to really um like really make it stand out, I wouldn't care about the crease at all. Because when I'm in like normal light, you don't notice the crease at all. But when you go outside and it's bright and you see that reflection hit that crease, oh yeah, you like, dang, that thing is deep, deep, deep. But anyway, supposedly, man, that's what we were getting from the Fold 5 this year was the new hinge, so you could close the device flat, and it was gonna have less, a less pronounced crease and water resistance. So obviously, it's still gonna have the water resistance, but we may not be getting the brand new hinge that we thought we were getting, which kind of stinks because that was one of like the major things that was rumored to be coming. So it's like, besides that, what really will we be getting? Newer processor, battery is rumored to stay the same. Hinge now is kind of flaky. I'm kind of hoping that Ice Universe is wrong about this. I mean, the cameras are staying the same. We just got the camera upgrade that it got last year, so I don't see Samsung upgrading the cameras again. It's like, what are they really changing? Kinda. Like, I don't know. Kind of hoping that that's not true though, but yeah, man. Really, really sucks. Hey, deep. If they can give us fast charging, like how I can put my Apple Watch on the charger every 24 hours for 15 minutes and get it back to full charge because it's got 50 to 60 charge left. That's dope, man. I really wish that my experience with the Apple Watch Ultra was as good as everybody else's. But in all honesty, it wasn't. It's not a bad watch by any means. Like I did enjoy it, but I had the issue where I don't know if it's because of how I wear my watches, and I'll actually switch to the top down for this. I don't know if it's because of how I wear my watches, but like with my Pixel watch, like if this is the Watch Ultra, right? The Apple Watch Ultra, the crown is so low on the watch that anytime I turn it, it catches the hairs on my arm. And it's a real pain in the butt. Like it pulls the hairs on my arm like almost constantly. I don't know why it does it or why it did it, but it got annoying. So I took it back. My battery life also wasn't as great as what everybody else's was either. So I was like, maybe I got a bad unit or something because it was an open box Best Buy. So you don't know what people did to their devices before taking it back. So yeah, I don't know, man. But I do know that the TicWatch Pro 5, talking about the charging, does have really, really fast charging. I want to say it's like 60% in 30 minutes or something crazy like that, which on a TicWatch is gonna be days of battery life. Like I don't know, how much that equates to for you for the Apple Watch, but like on my TicWatch Pro 3, 60% was days. Like I could probably get a good 2.5 days from 60% with my usage. One thing that bothers me is my Galaxy Watch 5 Pro gets decent battery life, but takes too long to charge still, 90 to 120 minutes. Yeah, I never noticed how long it takes to charge because I always do it overnight. But then again, like, you guys are actually using the watches, like tracking sleep and doing exercises. I'm not doing any of that. It's notifications and sometimes taking phone calls, and that's pretty much it. Hey, Mr. Miami Heat himself. What's going on, homie? Hope everything is good with you. Pixel Fold is on Visible for as low as $50 a month for 36 months with the firm. Hey, not bad. Not bad. That is a long time though, but can do 18 to 24. Oh yeah, if you pay a little bit higher. Yep. Very true. Very true. Oh, here it is. Juan even said it. Yeah. TicWatch charges 65% in 30 minutes, and it's definitely one of the biggest batteries in a watch for sure. I think it's like what, 525 milliamp hours, Juan, somewhere around there, 545, something crazy. I'm excited for Fold 6 and Flip 6. Samsung is going to have to respond to Google and Motorola. Exactly. Especially with that Razer. Being here in the States, absolutely, bro. Because I saw that bad boy was coming to T-Mobile, and my thoughts went, I ain't never had a flip before. And if I'm gonna use a flip, yeah, that might be the one for me. I don't know. Unfortunately, in PT, yes, it is proprietary charging, man, and it absolutely sucks. Delvon in the building. What up, homie? Hope everything is good with you, dog. Hope everything is good with you. The Pixel Watch is so easy to improve on. Bigger battery and watch face. Exactly. All you got to do is bigger size, give us this processor, and put in a bigger battery. And everything else beyond that is software. Everything else beyond that is software. Damn. The TicWatch is 620? That's not the biggest. That's got to be the biggest one. Like, pause, but hold on. What's the biggest smart watch battery capacity? Oh, like Garmin's and stuff like that. I don't really count those though. Like I look at stuff like if we're classifying this right, because I don't look at like the watches that have like their own proprietary OS on it. I look at Wear OS watches because the Wear OS watch does a little bit more than those watches do. But 620 is massive. Good God. Facts, Scoop. I kind of do too, but I'm not gonna lie. That razor look fire. That razor looks fire, man. That thing looks fire. My perfect Samsung Fold has a wider outer screen display with pen support. Dog, they ain't even gotta go like drastically wider. Like right now, it's what? I think they said like 6.3 millimeters in like width. Just like because the thing is with Samsung's aspect ratio, like they would have to change their aspect ratio. Because if they went like super wide, say like Xiaomi, Mix Fold 2, that's going to increase the overall physical size of the device too, which I don't think Samsung wants to do, even though I want them to. Because if they increase the size, then we can get bigger batteries, we can get periscope lenses, we can get all that stuff. So I personally don't mind a bigger fold, but Samsung is too busy trying to make everything small and light. Galaxy Watch 5 Pro is $590, so Samsung has no excuse. Then they should be able to hit 75% in 30 minutes. Yep, I don't disagree. Knowing Apple, they're probably just gonna say bro. Everybody that I like when I looked up this issue, because I'm like, I can't be the only person that has this issue. So I look it up. Everybody's like, oh, turn the watch around and wear it, upside down as if I was wearing it on my right wrist. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that for an $800 watch, bro. Now, I haven't seen anybody else mention it, so I might have been one of the only people that's happened to, and it's due to like my physicality. So it wasn't worth me like trying to blast on Twitter or make a video. Like it's due to my own physicality. Like I can't help that I grow hair on my arm and that the watch sits extra low on my wrist. Like I can't help that. It is what it is. So it didn't seem like it was worth it, in all honesty, to make any content about that. TicWatch killing it with the battery life. Still got and used the 3 Ultra. I got the TicWatch Pro 3. I don't have the Ultra though. Yep, I have the Pro 3. Y'all wild, man. I can't with y'all. Pixel Watch 2 still fem for Sean P. Nah, if they make a bigger size, I think Sean will be on that. I think his biggest thing, at least from what I'm hearing, is that he didn't really like the size like that. Which I get it, man. If you got like bigger wrists, I totally get it. But like for somebody like me, man, with the little tic-tac wrist, bro, this looks perfectly fine on my wrist. Like I'm a pretty small dude. Like I'm about 5'7", 155 pounds. Like I'm not the biggest guy on the planet, but like this looks perfectly fine on my wrist. But not everybody has wrists this small. So I totally get that. I totally get that. See, look, easy saying it's too small. Yeah, it all depends on, your physicality, man. All depends on your physicality. Us people with small wrists need love too, Eric. But let's go ahead and get into. Matter of fact, we're gonna skip this one. Samsung cancels variable zoom camera on the S24. Just real quick, supposedly instead of having two separate telephotos, Samsung was going to combine them to one telephoto lens with a bigger sensor, and it was going to be variable from 3x to 10x. Supposedly, that is either not ready or they've just scrapped it for the time being. We're going to have two separate Samsung. If we're going to have two separate lenses again, please make the sensors a little bit bigger so I could use them in all lighting conditions. That's really all I wanted to say about this article. Last article I want to get into, we were talking about the Pixel dash cam a couple of weeks ago. Well, somebody's been able to actually go hands-on and use it. So I thought it would be good to take a look and see what their experience was like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So long story short, I'm going to kind of abbreviate because I read through this one already. So I'm going to kind of abbreviate it. So long story short, it's still not 100% working. Like you can't go and side load something or anything like that. They've only got this working because some behind the scenes stuff went down. So long story short, they were able to try this over Memorial Day weekend. And to their surprise, it was actually okay. Like it actually ended up being okay. They used a Pixel 7 Pro and a Pixel 7a. So we're going to get into their experience with both. So first of all, they talk a little bit about what you need. So Google hasn't officially launched this, which we already knew that. They were only able to get their hands on from our APK Insight team. I have no idea what that means. Like I said, background shenanigans type deals. But either way, it's not officially available. So he's kind of not even alpha or beta testing it. He's just testing something he shouldn't have. Either way, you got certain laws and regulations. So keep that in mind. Look up your local state laws. I didn't even think about that the last time we talked about this. For some states, you have to, you can only have dash cams that are certain sizes and shapes and all that other good stuff. It gets sketchy when it comes to smartphones, though, because obviously your smartphone isn't technically a dash cam. So just look at your local laws, find out what it is. Don't get caught slipping for the most part. Now, for the accessory, they primarily use stuff from Spigen. So what they did was use a one-tap mount from Spigen, and they used a Spigen MagSafe ring adapter, which you buy those little rings, you stick them on the back of cases, and now you can use MagSafe. I don't personally like them too much because I don't like the feeling of like the protrusion on the back of my phone cases. But either way, it is what it is. So they were able to mount it using MagSafe. Obviously, they talk a little bit about MagSafe and what you want to do, whatever. From there, he was saying you might be tempted to try to use something that has wireless charging in terms of like the MagSafe connector that you're mounting on your dash. I'm gonna tell you from firsthand experience, don't try to wirelessly charge and use something like Android Auto and use this feature in your car. You're gonna nuke your phone. Already, just running wireless Android Auto or even wired Android Auto for that matter. Well, not so much wired, but wireless for sure. Running wireless Android Auto and running maps and like a YouTube video or something like that with like live playback, your device gets stupid hot. And that's any of my Android phones, not just my Pixel. So try to stay away from wireless charging because then you're just adding more heat to that equation. Go for wired charging. In all honesty, if you try to use wireless, your phone will probably be so hot that it won't even be able to charge. It'll just kind of plateau. So stick to wired charging. You got USB power delivery chargers, what he's saying to use. That's what I also have as well. Works great for me. No issues there. With Google's dash cam, this is kind of how it works. So you'll have to launch it from a shortcut on the Personal Safety's homepage, which is an app on your Pixel. And then the most crucial feature or the most crucial detail of dash cam, distinguishing it from just recording with the Google Camera app, is that it continues recording even if you swap apps. So like if you go to open Google Maps, if you don't have Android Auto in your car, or if you turn the screen off. So one of the things that you can do to kind of conserve battery and heat if you're trying to go with no charging, which you shouldn't do that, you can turn the screen off. So you can kind of do it that way. So here's kind of like the little setup screens for it. Here's the option here for the dash cam. Then you got setup dash cam, and then you select your available because you can actually have it start whenever your phone connects to your car, automatically start. I probably wouldn't run that because, I think that would just kind of nuke your stuff. But yeah, you can kind of set it up however you see fit. Now, you can have it switch cameras to record the front as well. He talks about that a little bit here. But by default, it's going to use the rear-facing cameras, which no duh. So now getting into his week of testing, I really want to get into like the temperature part because that was the surprising part for me. So while summer doesn't officially begin until mid-June, this past Memorial Day weekend was a warm and sunny one. Even in New Hampshire, the temperatures were in about the 80s and 90s, which in Florida, 80s and 90s is about our normal for the most part. So considering how many readers mentioned concerns about dash cam generating excess heat, this seemed like the perfect opportunity to put the feature through its paces. I agree 100%. So at first, I feared that those concerns were well-founded as I initially tested dashcam using the Pixel 7a. Within minutes of recording and running Google Maps in direct sunlight, Maps was forcibly switched to dark mode due to excess heat and even with the AC running. Thankfully, things improved when I switched to the Pixel 7 Pro. In fact, I found that the Pixel 7 Pro was able to slightly charge its battery despite all of the tasks it was handling. I'd be lying if I said the phone didn't get particularly warm to the touch, but everything still worked how I expected it to, which that is a huge distinction when we're talking about overheating. Just because your device gets hot doesn't mean your device is overheating. When your device is overheating, it starts to function in ways that it's not intended. Sometimes the Pixel screen refresh rate will throttle. It'll drop down to 30 hertz or 60 hertz to mitigate the heat. iPhone screens will dim. Samsung phones will kind of do the same refresh rate thing. So that's when your phone is overheating, when recordings are shut off due to heat, stuff like that. If your phone just gets warm, but everything is still working the way it should, your device is not overheating. Very clear distinction that I'm happy that he made. Now, excess heat is not great for your phone's long-term battery life, though, so this feature may not be good fit for everyone depending on your climate and driving habits. As for the recording itself, I'll let you be the judge. Here's a slightly trimmed, but otherwise unedited example video recorded with the dash cam on Pixel 7 Pro. Now, keep in mind, this is 100% beta. I don't think that this is indicative to what you're clearly going to see. It's also a dash cam. You don't need nothing super high quality for a dash cam. Let me start that, turn down the sound. So this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to let that run. We can read some comments. So pretty much what we exactly expected. Me and LaShawn are definitely wrist brothers with our Pixel watches. I'm with it. Say, I'm not surprised why Samsung hasn't done that. I think is what you mean, Umar. He said that since Sony didn't implement the 4X to 10X either. Very true. I don't have my wallet ready because my M1 Air is still running phenomenally, man. So I'm honestly gonna more than likely sit this one out, to be honest. Sep Dog came through with the APK. I know, right? He's part of the APK Insight team. Why don't Android OEMs just do an Android Auto UI on the phone itself? I would like to see CarPlay be a UI. I think Android Auto used to have that, and then Google, for some reason, took it away. I have no idea why, man. But it used to do Android Auto on the phone instead of on your dash for cars that didn't have it built in. But yeah, that used to be a thing. That used to be a thing. Hey, Juan and them are going live tonight. Say less. So make sure that y'all do stay tuned. Normally they go live around about 11 o'clock. So definitely go and show those fellas some love over at Best of Our Week. Janosa said, my Pixel 7 screen dims all the time. Janosa, I'm done with you. Using photos and Instagram, sir. So you're scrolling Instagram in the Google Photos app and your screen just dims. Come on, son. That is wild, bro. I've never had any of my Pixels do that. Like when it comes to like throttling, I've never had a Pixel like dim the screen, but the refresh rate will actually like throttle. Like I have had that. But I've never had it like dim the screen. That's wild, dog. He said, yup, that's wild. That's wild. You live in 100-degree weather or something over there. He said, that looks great. I want to see low light too. That's a good point. I don't think he captured any low light though. Let me see. Yeah, nah, he didn't capture any low light in this video. If Sep Dog can hook me up with the APK, I'll test out low light for y'all. I'll do it. My daughter's iPhone 12 Pro gave her a device overheating warning while on a video call, and it just ended our call. Oh, dang. I've never seen that on an iPhone either. I've seen iPhone screen dim, but never like it give an overheating warning. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it was a thing in PT. It was. See, yeah, and Janosa saying he never had his refresh rate throttled. See, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I would rather have my refresh rate throttled or if my screen dim. Because at least, like, okay, if my refresh rate throttles, at least I can still see and use the phone. If the screen dims, I can't see nothing on it. Like, yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, if Sepdog can hook a brother up with the APK, man, your boy, I'll test it for y'all. I will test it on the Pixel, probably my 6 Pro, not my 7 Pro. I will probably test it on the beta phone, not on my stable everyday Pixel 7 Pro. But long story short, man, we've let this pretty much just go on. It's pretty much what we expected. I think for, what intended uses for, people driving around want to make sure if anything happens, it's all recorded. If an accident happens, something like that happens. It's a cool little feature, man. Cool little feature. He said, I'd rather have my screen dim. Oh, yeah, you in your cool house. Yeah, if you can still see it, that makes sense. That makes sense. Hey, and Kento. But either way, in terms of storage, about 30 megabits of storage per minute. So for a 17-minute drive, it took up about 367 megabytes of space, which, like I said, for me, that would be fine. I would honestly use it maybe altogether, maybe about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours a week or so in my car anyway. But he said, however, I believe Google needs to rework its compression for these videos. In the example above, it's often nearly impossible to read the license plate of the car ahead until it's quite close. Considering the license plate can be a crucial detail, for example, in a hit and run scenario, it's a shame to see this video be so blurry at times. Honestly, I expected better quality from my $900 smartphone. So let's make the distinction. You're not shooting normal video from it. You're shooting compressed, low quality video from a dash cam. You're also using it in a state that's not even alpha. I'm gonna need you to relax. Let's wait and see when it actually launches out. Let's see when it actually launches out. He said, but other than that, though, 100% acceptable. That's what's up. He said a ray of sunlight reveals a smudge, causes his pixel to autofocus shift. I mean, that kind of seems to be normal when you're doing video, but maybe Google will put something in to stop that. It doesn't automatically back up. You have to actually back it up yourself by hitting save the video, which to be expected. Said, honestly, his file management solution is fine, considering I'm not ever going to watch 99.9% of these exactly. You'll just throw them away anyway. Instead, I'll only need to save the video or really even think about this feature in the event of an emergency or unusual situation on the road. Exactly. Like if I'm getting pulled over, oh, you best believe, since we DWB, not to get all political on anybody, since I'm DWB, for those that don't know what DWB means, driving while black, I like the dash cam feature. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like I would love being able to, as the father of a young black man, be able to have something like this in my kid's car, even if it's not Pixel. I'm cool with seeing this on everything. iPhone, you bring it too, because he's an Apple sheep to the max. Apple offer this feature. I would love having this as like that peace of mind, you know. Heck, if take Google, take it to the next level and let me tap into the feed. So I can tap into the feed and see his cameras while he's driving or something. Might be a little invasive, but when you got first time drivers, they're still learning, they're driving by themselves for the first time and all that stuff. It could be beneficial. It could be beneficial. But either way, man, he's talking about nearly $100 in accessories, which honestly, if you're using this type of feature in your car, you probably already have a pretty dope car setup for your phone, but it is what it is. But either way, man, I think it's a really dope feature, good quality of life for those who, have any concerns, need to catch something, like you said, an emergency situation, whatever. Or if you're like me, you're just DWB, definitely a dope feature. Would love to see more manufacturers come with features like this. Like I could honestly see a whole marketing campaign behind this where it's like, you got a teenager driving in their car for the first time and, a driver cuts them off or hits them or something crazy like that. You know what I mean? And that now they have it recorded on their dash cam. So I don't know. I could see some cool marketing stuff behind this stuff. It's one of those features you never hope to need, but if you do have it, you're going to be glad that you have it. But those are all the articles that we have for this evening, man. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it on up just a little bit late this evening. Let's get through some of these last little bit recordings. I don't know what people are doing to cause that much heat. I did a 2-hour live stream on 12 Pro Max. It took 50% of the battery and didn't get hot. 14 Pro Max hasn't had an issue either. The only times that my iPhones have gotten heated to where it dims the screen is if I'm like out at the parks. It's summertime. It's hot. I'm in Florida. It's humid. It's nasty. Yeah, that's generally when I start to see devices get warm or start heating up and stuff like that. Good God, Miami getting beat by 22. Jesus. Hey, appreciate you, Rob. Appreciate it, homie. Hope everything is good with you, dog. Thanks, man. It's my best friend in real life, IRL. Appreciate you for coming through, homie. Appreciate it. DWBAN. I'm done with you, LaShawn. I don't need to get into what the AN stands for. Yes, I know what it means. I look up background video recorders. They're the best for DWB. Okay, I'll take a look at it, man. Juan and TK started early tonight. No problem. We wrapping up too. Ike already know what it is with Florida. Yeah, Florida's nasty, man. Florida's nasty. So I kind of expect warm phones and heat and stuff like that. Even my S23 Ultra with the 8 Gen 2, while it doesn't get as warm as my Pixel, it does get a little warm where the processor is. So being here in Florida, man, I'm kind of used to it at this point, bro. But it is what it is, man. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it on up as always, ladies and gents. Thanks so much for coming through, showing the love, showing the support while I halfway watch the game and halfway do our thing with the articles, man. As always, I look forward to these streams every single week, man. It truly is my therapy. I was talking to my daughter. She asked me, she was like, why do you live stream every Thursday? And I was like, it's my therapy. Like, that's me getting out, how I feel about tech for the week. If something's going on and I'm super hype about it, I get to talk about it with y'all. So I love it, man. Way better to do this than to talk to myself, right? So I absolutely love doing these, man. But let's go on ahead and go raid Juan and TK stream, man. Go show them fellas some love at best of our week. If I could get one of our mods to drop that joint in the chat, please, so we can go head over there. Have a good night, everybody. As always, this is IkesTechTalk. I'll catch you all in the next live stream. Peace.